would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew it, she caught me. That'll teach you to underestimate. Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell. What? Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian. I heard that Linny's show was going to be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so that's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away.
Hey! No wonder you look familiar. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story from...
Was it this one? Which one was it? Oh, this one. Oh, wait a second.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was The flower vase was not broken. Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and...
And it's Ace Detective time!
Oh, okay.
Having been selected out of the blue, her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had... He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief, mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowell out with no way of escaping. She changed her clothes and hid in the...
Done it. So it wasn't that a big deal.
Knew that she would have
Nothing
to
to
go
do
through
with
guard
Dewey.
inspection if she...
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped two of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now...
Ah, so that...
Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina. Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
Okay.
What? Are you reading my... No. I have no further
This
arguments.
goofy ass Archon.
I admit defeat.
Wow! Look at that!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next... With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian, thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the Opera House, and was thus ignorant of these happening. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, while there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated, this case at least can be handed over to the Oratrice to...
Okay. So we won. Oh damn. Fueling up the hole.
As such, Linny and Lynette.
Great work, partner. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's...
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know.
Okay.
Or was the...
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen...
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself...
We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do...
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-up. Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know.
Yes, our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which, when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
What?
What?
Turn it to water?
And now he can no longer... Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous... All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
What the hell is this happening, right? This is probably the most entertaining by far. That's why I'm not talking too much. The
So-
story speaks for itself.
We're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
What happened?
Winnie...
What?
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me.
I mean, sure.
But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight.
Okay.
I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself,
I don't
just
believe him.
plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me.
Okay.
That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
What?
The maid? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here,
Oh.
I was wondering, would you mind, back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the street. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic.
Oh.
I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded... To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular. And we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would... Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my...
So you went from orphans to nobility?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye, but I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my... He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his...
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his... After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who you're assisting.
Oh no. So, but wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law. I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of...
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement. All of them, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me... The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. I was hesitant to trust her. I had just been betrayed by nobles, but she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in...
Alright.
Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets...
It's alright. I understand. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the house, I have never stopped making my own decisions. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free.
Alright. Well, that was quite confusing.
Bye, Linny!
Alright, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.